First off, who all in here actually knows what the board app is? Okay, so about half of y'all know what it is, about
Yeah.
half of
Ask them to raise your hand if they don't know.
Okay, raise your hand if you don't know what the board app is with this company. Okay, so about maybe 8, 10
Yeah,
people.
so if you don't know what it is, I would encourage you, go right now to your app store, Android or Apple. Find Boards, download the free version, and then we're gonna send you what you're about to see as soon as you have it downloaded.
Yeah, so the Boards app is awesome. Basically, the Boards app was created to make your life easier when following up with customers. And that's how they taught it to me, so that's how I'm gonna try to explain it to y'all. Basically, once you download the Boards app, you can do it if you have a Droid or if you have an iPhone. You go into the Boards app, and the biggest thing about that is make sure that you allow it to be part of your keyboard, because that's how it's gonna allow the fastest access to the app.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you. So on your keyboard, when you go to text, there is a globe. I think it's bottom left on Apple. It'll be bottom right up where people say on Android, but you click that and your Boards app pulls right into your thing. So we're in the same spot now, except it's actually on the text thread. Go ahead.
Yes, so this is the Boards app, and what's really cool about it is that, you want to click on I believe it's the message scripts one, that's what I'm gonna start with.
Message scripts,
Go to this one, guys.
This one.
Okay,
What if I gave it to you? That way you'll know where you want to go.
okay, so the Boards app is pretty much brand new. I'm gonna explain it the best way that I can. Basically, when you go into the Boards app.
There it is,
this-
top right.
This is what you'll see. And the one place I want to make sure that we cover is the message scripts. So this is going to be the most important. When somebody comes to you and asks you, what are the drops? All you have to do is, this is part of your keyboard. Once you allow it to be part of your keyboard, like I was saying, you just click on the globe at either the bottom left or the bottom right on your phone. You may have to click it 2 times, you may have to click it 3 times, but this is going to pop up. And when it does, so say someone messages me and they're like, hey, what are these skinny drops? We have scripts that are already auto-populated in here, like the very top one at the top left. What are the drops? So I'm going to click on that.
I'll do it for you.
Okay.
Just keep talking. I'll get you.
So when somebody asks you about some drops, I was going to get it up there. You have a auto-populated message script in there that you can click on. And once you click on that, all you have to do is click on that text and it sends that text immediately to the person. Now it'll auto-populate in your little text screen first. So if you need to edit something, you can backspace, because I think in the one where it says the price of the drops, we have one auto-populated, and I think that's the one that goes, it says they're at 140. So a lot of us, we sell for 150, like me and Kristen, we sell for 150. So if I send that text, all I do is I backspace the 140 and I change it to 150. It's that simple. But sometimes I have 10, 12, 15 people messaging me a day. And so I have been using, the copy and pasting my notes, and I felt like that was working, and that works really good too. But I feel like this is a place where everything is just in one area. So you don't have to go scrolling through all your notes. You go to this Boards app, you go to the area that you're needing, whether it's somebody saying, how long do they last? What are the drops? What is the price? They literally have formulated message scripts for just about any question. And then this morning, you had asked about a video for the Slender Ice drops, and somebody didn't know how to use the drops, and you were having to constantly type that out. That's where this comes in.
So that video right there with the drops on it is the back to you this morning, Liz, when you asked the drops, explain how to take it. So that's Dr. Crystal with a 5-minute version of how to take the drops. All I do is click on the video, I hit send, and it's that quick. You do that on Messenger or anywhere you want to.
And like what Todd said, in that video, Dr. Rance answers about 99% of questions that people are going to turn on. So it saves you so much time. Because I used to, people be like, well, what about this with the drops? And I'm like, here, let me send you this quick informational video. Then if you have any other questions, let me know and I'll answer those for you. And normally, once I send this video, nobody asks any questions. I mean, she does such a good job at explaining the drops. So that is the biggest thing on the boards. Is there anything else with the board? That, I mean, that's the most that I utilize with the board system. There may be people in here that utilize it even more so than that.
Yeah, does anybody want to add or ask?
I was trying to get a brand partner, I'm not a Droid user, I have Apple. And when we download it, we couldn't, the bottom right, there was nothing to come up for keyboard. My question, I think, it must become, where do you allow it?
I can show it.
Are you a Droid? Okay,
Droider.
yeah. All you guys out there in the,
But I don't have a phone.
I love the boards. I think the boards is awesome. You know, you guys probably needed that a long time ago. But I still revert back to partner.co, the website and some of the things that they have on there.
Oh, yes,
It depends on the question they ask.
yes, and that's
But
very
you got
true.
2 tools there to pull from. And
Yeah. And you like both of those.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I'll try that's awesome.
yeah, and there is, just since she's talking about it, there is,
Hey, Tony, is there one coming up for MOA?
as soon as I have a smart analytical person, we'll build us one.
Okay.
Any volunteers? I can help design the scripts, but I'm not good at building these boards. Okay, so do know, one thing that Liz just said, just so everybody knows, because you want to be able to teach this to your teams so they'll be able to do themselves, but partner.co has its own YouTube channel at partner.co. So you can also go there and then you study your favorite videos, but like Dr. Strand, the partner code difference on products. So just make sure you go through those, look at them, because there'll be a lot of things there you can also utilize that maybe aren't in the boards.
And as far as social media goes, I know I was supposed to stand up here and touch on it, and I told Kristen, I was whispering to her a second ago, I was like, I don't even know what to say on social media. I feel like everybody who went before me literally covered that. But my biggest tip with social media is if you sell a box to somebody and you don't like, half the people that I've been selling boxes to, I have no idea who they are. So what I've done is I keep a notebook. This is what works for me. You can use your notes in your phone, but I literally have a notebook. If I lose this notebook, I'll die. But I have everybody that I've ever sold anything to, I have them written down, and I do not, I make myself go to that notebook twice a week to make sure that, you know, I'm following up with these people at least once a week. Because you don't want them to think, like, hey, I just bought this, you know, these skinny drops from her for $150, and she's not even checked on me once to see how I'm doing. Like, follow-up is a big key to this, and that's what's gonna get you those customers to keep coming back. And then also, you're following up with them, that's allowing access to more communication too. So then when you're like, hey, how are the drops doing? They may come back at you with like, they're doing amazing. I was kind of wondering what that little, you know, juice pouch is that you've been talking about. And that's how I've made a lot more sales that way too, is just strictly by doing my follow-ups. Then I get them to, they end up buying another box. And that's also how you can end up converting them from just a customer to a brand partner, because let them try the product. They're gonna love the product. It's gonna work. You're gonna help make sure it works for them. And then once you do, you can tell them that they can sign up, you know, for $29 and get 30% discount. And then you can show them how. So that's an easy way to convert them. That's how it's been for me. It's been an easy way to convert them, because get them to like the product. They try it, then they want to keep using it. Hey, how do I keep using this? But is there any discount? Oh yeah, there absolutely is. Then you make them a brand partner, and then you work towards helping them get to ultimate. So.
That's really good.
Good job.
Hey, we got to put the lights back on in the back of the room. Back. Yeah,
Do we need a break?
let's go through. I know people got it right.